Lord, we thank you for the city of Mangum. We thank you for the employees that you have given us. We thank you for the resources, the funding, the great community, and we just ask that you continue to guide our decisions, that you make your will clear to us, and you help us to make decisions in accordance with that. We thank you and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Second.
Vote.
Huckabee.
Yes.
McCaslin.
Here? Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
All right. At this time, we're going to open it up to remarks or inquiries by the audience not pertaining to any item on the agenda. Mary Jane, do you have anything to say? That's just you.
I want to know you want to pay on
I'll be glad to do that.
I'm a pro
Mexican
with that.
food. Mexican food. There you go.
Hello.
Okay.
We're in remarks. Did you have remarks here?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hope you guys are having a good evening. I spoke a little bit with the city manager yesterday, and wanted to kind of give you guys a quick run through as I can. Back in November, met with you guys about possibly utilizing the armory, and we went forward with a feasibility study. Those numbers all came back, and it's looking really good. To the point of being able to do it and not cost the taxpayers a dime.
Wow.
So I'll meet with her a little bit in the coming weeks. Hopefully be able to get with you guys next month. I think we're going to try to get on the agenda with you guys for next month on it.
Awesome.
And so, yeah, well,
6-5.
I got a phone call last week, and it was very good news, and so I'll be able to share that with the city manager. I visited with the chief about that a little bit as well, and so I think it's a great possibility if we can make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wanted to kind of keep you guys in the loop. It's been I guess about 6 months, and we just now got finished with the feasibility study, so got that taken care of. We'll get that report to you guys, and that way y'all can take a look at it as well. All right?
Thank you for all your work on that. Okay, reports. 5, financial report for February 2024 by the interim city manager.
I've got reports in front of you all today, just because we're right in the middle of budget, and then we found that error in last month and the month before that. So I put the forms or the reports in front of you all. It kind of gives everything, what we did last year, what we're currently doing now in MUA, the revenue that we're taking in, the expenses. Those are all in front of you, but I'll go over a little bit. Our sales tax for the current period, for February, we should be at a 66%. Our sales tax is at a 71%, so that's good. Our use tax is at a 76%, that's good. Everything is up. I don't see anything concerning, that's not at the percent that we should be. Our fines and fees are down from last year at this time. We're at a 39%. We should be running about a 66%. Let's see, those are the only ones that we're down on. Cigarette tax, we're down a little bit. We're at a 51%. We should be at a 66. Of course, our warrant fees, because this time we have that where we can't collect on that, so you're gonna see that down. Other than that, I've met, everybody knows it's budget time, and we've kind of met with commissioners in and out. The mayor was present today, Commissioner Huckabee was present today. So we've just been talking with our staff, and they're letting us know what they need and the priorities that we need to get taken care of. So we have more budget meetings later on this week, and you'll hear more of their requests and what they need in their departments. So we've been really busy with that. We're going on the third week now, and we'll be in meetings all week long. So there's nothing that I'm concerned about. I talked with Mr. Kendall a little bit when we corrected the way that our budget was put in our system, and we're running at a total expenses, we're at 54%, so that's really good. So yeah, that's about it. We've just been really busy looking at numbers 3 weeks in a row now, so nothing else.
Any questions? Thank you for all your work on that. I know it's been a lot of numbers,
A lot.
details.
And I'm glad that you guys heard a little bit today, and they're, you know, I was telling the mayor today that every department's important, and so what they've got going on, everything that they need is important to them. But I asked all the department heads to meet this week with commissioners going in and out, so they could hear each other and what they need, because one department might need something, and the police department might need something, and the water might say, hey, let them get what they need in this department instead. We can wait until next year. So they've done really good. Everybody's done really great, and they have their paperwork ready and their requests ready, and we've got another round tomorrow, so they've done good.
That's good. Chief Taylor, police report.
Good evening.
We've had a pretty good month, starting to make an effect and starting to see these effects. What I mean by effects, our call volume is up because the officers are out there being proactive, but our actual report numbers are starting to level off and go down. So let's just look at it. We had 394 calls for service because we're out there more. But just basically abandoned motor vehicles, 6 alarms calls, 1 residential alarm, 1 assist another agency. We had 4 bolos that were put out, 2 breaking and entering, 1 burglary in progress call, 1 controlled burn, disturbance, 2 dog bites, 4 domestic disputes, 7 EMS calls, 6 individuals wanting extra patrol, 1 fight, no weapons, 10 fire-related calls. We had 18 follow-ups, 6 additional follow-up for investigation, 1 harassment. We had 167 requests for information, 4 intoxicated persons, lost property, 2 motorist assists, 4 noise disturbances, 4 open doors while out on patrol, 3 reckless drivers, 1 repo, 9 requests to speak to an officer, 1 robbery in progress, 3 reports of shots fired, 4 reports of stolen property, 10 suspicious personnel, 5 suspicious motor vehicles, 1 threat of bodily harms, 35 traffic stops, 3 trespassings, 4 vandalisms, 2 violations of protective order, and 6 welfare checks. Out of that, we did 18 actual cases, 18 actual reports. The charges on those were 1 aggravated assault, 2 protective orders, 1 counterfeit/forgery, 1 public intoxication, 2 frauds, 1 larceny in general, 1 larceny from a building, 3 other offenses that are non-traffic, 1 EOD, 1 threat or intimidations, 1 trespassing, 1 vandalism and destruction of property, and then some warrants. I'm pleased with our progress. It's actually going a lot faster than I thought it was going to go. Out of those reports, we had 3 that we filed for warrants on, 4 that were arrested, and then the rest of them are still in the process. Do we have any questions?
Were the dog bites loose dogs biting other people or bites within the house?
I don't know because the major did those, but I can look that information up and give it to you at the end of the night.
Okay.
But in general, like the last one I worked was the grandmother was here. She went to help her son move. The dog got out and bit her. That's the one I worked. So, thank you.
Thank you. All right, item 7, discussion and possible action regarding adopting ordinance number 468, an ordinance of the Board of City Commissioners for the City of Mangum, closing Dahlia Avenue, a public way in Ranchera Estates, first addition to the City of Mangum, Greer County, Oklahoma, in accordance with 11 OS 42-110. Providing notice that closure will not affect access on easements or utilities currently construct on or abutting next to Dahlia Avenue, reserving right to reopen, authorizing erection of a sign to notify that Mesquite Street dead ends, providing severability, amending all ordinances, policies, or resolutions at variance, and declaring emergency.
Did we get any feedback from the people in that area about the closure with them potentially having people turn around in their driveways?
We did.
Okay, who?
They actually contacted our clerk, so I'll let her,
Yeah, we don't-
without giving the names,
Yes.
they didn't want to have their names out in public.
Gotcha.
Yes, and they didn't wanna write a letter, I tried to get them to write a letter, but they were concerned over, ambulance or fire truck having access. It was just somebody that lived on that street. They just didn't think that it was, they just thought it was a safety hazard, that there wasn't enough room. So they didn't know how we were anticipating future, how they were gonna turn around. Suggested that we have a road built or have a, what is it called? Chat a road or a different access some way back there in order to get them to be able to move around. Or for them to be able to.
Turn
move
around.
Yeah.
Was it just one?
I had one and then I think we had a phone call about
Us,
like,
yes, and like I said, we tried to get them to make a statement or write something and keep it anonymous. They didn't want to, but they said that, without saying it so much, they said we protect a family, a certain family. If we're gonna do it for one, we'll do it for all, so.
I think our
but-
fire department even expressed some concern with that too, but I wish they were here to.
Right, we did ask them
emphasize that.
to come in and express
Yeah,
their
those would be
concerns with
vehicles,
it.
and they're not easy to just maneuver, so.
Our trash truck, I mean, we sent it to everybody, but the trash is a big concern. Tearing up the roads, and then being able to back up, there are kids on that road, so backing up is one of the only options to be able to do that, so. That's the only concern.
And how many letters did we send?
You sent a lot.
I want to say that there were 30-something total. I don't have the exact number, but I do have the list that they gave me from the assessor's office. And we sent them all certified and no, physically, no, we don't have any responses physically to show you guys.
We tried.
Mm-hmm.
I know Ally got 2 calls.
Well, it's a small
and
community,
then-
I'm sure they don't want the rift from
That's what
Right.
it was.
whether it gets turned down or it doesn't. I'm sure that that's their biggest concern, cause they still do live there.
That's the gentleman said, he's friends with the person and he did not want any.
Ill
anything
will,
said or- yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah.
The trash truck and the ambulance was a big deal
Mhm.
when Jeff Terry closed that whole north part.
Right.
Right.
The city actually looked at purchasing the house, the property that Dustin built his house on to make a cul-de-sac there. That was before Corey was the attorney.
Irma, do you by chance, is Chris on duty? Is he on call?
He's on duty. He was on duty. I should not say that. I think his vehicle was there. You want me to call him?
Well, I was just gonna say, see if he minds being on, so we can ask him his concerns about getting the fire truck and stuff down there.
Yeah, last time they tried to do this, they didn't send out any of the notices or anything, they just,
Mhm.
Tried to do it,
They just
or just
did
we're
it,
gonna
yeah.
do it, yeah.
And that's when Jeff Terry did it.
yeah.
And the city just approved to have it shut down.
So there's already no turnaround down there anyways, correct?
That's why they're using his driveway, but they're gonna end up using somebody else's driveway, is gonna be the other problem, it's not just his that's gonna get used, it's gonna be somebody else's. Cause like I know the Burnhams have a horseshoe driveway, and then there's another one, I don't know who the owner is
Dustin
of
just
it.
had one forward.
He just had one poured, but he doesn't want anybody using it,
He's
but
got
I'm
it
saying,
blocked off.
there's like 3 in that area that have
the drive-through, and so I'm sure they don't want their stuff used either.
So there is already no, I mean, what would the fire truck do right now if he went down there? What's gonna be different if we close it?
They would go up Dahlia Street and have more room to turn around. Same with the ambulance and the trash truck.
But I mean, if the street's already closed, behind like where the Terrys were, I guess what's gonna be different?
That trash truck will destroy that road in front of Dustin's house trying to turn around. That is gonna be an ongoing problem.
Yeah, it destroys every road in town.
I wanna say that Steve Kyle said that behind, there was an access that they tried to make into a road, or maybe it's an alleyway. But that's what the gentleman that came, he was suggesting that we chat that and turn it into a road, but even a chat, I don't think that a trash truck would make it down there, we just tear that up. A trash truck or a fire truck.
There used to be a makeshift
Well, and I
road
will
down
say,
there.
I know the trash truck people, they contacted us when our road was closed, when that bridge was out, because they couldn't go through, and the only turning point was our driveway. And so they contacted us and told us that we were now required to move our trash across the road, so they only had to go one way. They're like, we will not pick it up if it's on the wrong side, because we have nowhere to turn around now, and we have to back out. So, I'm assuming they'll do the same there, they'll make people move, and there's a lot of things that could potentially cause an inconvenience for people having to move it across the street and put it in somebody else's yard or whatever. Was he available or no?
He's on his way.
Oh, he is,
He
okay.
was there, yes.
Oh, good, okay.
Does the city own on the north side of Dustin built his house?
Just past, they could, if
At
you
Bronx Libraries?
past Dustin House and try to turn around right there where it does
So-
at least, right?
So they own all
Is that kind of what they've been doing? And now they're using
Purchase
his
or whatever,
driveway
to be
or
able to
what's
go any
considered
kind
his
of
driveway?
It's Port Chandler.
Well, actually, there's roads platted on there, so we could go in there and put roads in there. Like, for example, Cottonwood Street, we can go in and put in Cotton Street.
Is that where that makeshift road used to be?
Yeah.
But
I
it
mean,
was
it's
just not
further out
quite in the
north.
right spot.
Yeah, it needs to go further north.
Right.
And so that's still platted, so we can go in there and develop Cottonwood Street.
I mean, it's.
But that doesn't solve the problem with Mesquite. Because Dahlia Street is what we're talking about closing, and Dahlia Street basically runs all the way up into the New Hope building, basically.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, originally. I
Thank
think it
you.
actually curves back at some point towards, but yeah.
I guess that's what, I was looking just at the map.
We were just gonna ask Chris, we were talking about the closure on Dahlia Street, and
That's the one out.
by Dustin
hospital,
Lively's, right?
yeah, okay.
And just, I know there's been concerns with EMS, fire trucks, just access to the trash truck, all of the
Mhm.
above if they close that off. So we're just trying to get kind of your feedback on what the concern would be.
That is a pretty tight,
It's already tight now, right?
right? If you was to take a truck through there, you would have to turn around in Lively's area and try and back out and not run anything over. The ambulance would too. Which, I know there's been gates at both ends for a while. But it would be,
It'd be, if we closed it, it would make it harder for
It
you
would.
guys, okay.
yeah. Which, I don't know how good that access road is through there, but, it was pretty decent at one time when they were building that house, it was pretty decent. But, I don't know about now,
I don't even think it exists now.
does it not?
I think it's all been grown over.
Because they had gates at one end and so, but, I mean, if you think emergency time-wise, by the time an ambulance was to get around there, load a patient, try and back out, depending on vehicles and everything, it's gonna be a pain.
I guess my question is though, is what's really gonna change to the road? If we, adopt this ordinance, what happens to Dahlia besides it closes it for the public, but you could still drive just the same way in an emergency, right?
Well, if there's gates across there, we're not gonna be able to get through those gates.
I don't believe there's gates that they were wanting to put up, is there? Does anyone know that?
West
There is
coming
on
in.
the west end.
As you come off of Lewis Till, like if you wanna go the back way
Oh,
to the
of
hospital,
Cottonwood.
Yeah.
there was gates right there.
There is a gate.
There is.
Go the back way to the hospital, you turn too soon. There's that road, that alley is
Right, but-
blocked off.
That gravel access road to the hospital, there was a gate right there that went into that property. I'm pretty sure it's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, the one by the hospital access, it's still there.
Yeah,
Yes.
so you can't, you can't even go down through there right now.
Right, so that's what I'm saying, so what is this ordinance actually gonna change for you guys? Like, if we adopt the ordinance, how would it affect you? Because it's already blocked off.
Yeah, it's already, I mean,
Like
yeah, it's
Cottonwood
already
is
blocked
blocked
off.
off.
We've just never had any calls, we haven't had any fires or emergencies out there.
But if you lost the turnaround area on Dahlia Street,
Right.
how would that affect you? Because that does give you
I
more
mean,
area.
we're gonna, as it is now, we're gonna have to turn around on someone else's property. So if we have to pull around there and pull into Dustin's driveway or something, is the city gonna be, are we liable if
Something
we
happens to
sink a
his
tire
driveway.
in someone's yard or, you know, break the curb or something, trying to turn around?
No.
I mean, it just, I guess my concern is that we're gonna, I mean, it's a convenience for Dustin to have it closed because he's sick of people using his driveway, but if we're just going to put everybody else in a situation to use somebody else's driveway, then that doesn't fix anybody's problem except for
What
Dustin's.
if Derek wants to do the same thing?
Yeah.
And then it just keeps going west, so where does it end?
Well, that's what I'm saying, at what point are we just inconveniencing the next person or the next person or the next person? Cause ultimately that is the biggest issue, is people's driveways getting used for big equipment. And I get it, it sucks. It also kinda comes with the territory of building over there too,
Yes.
because there is nothing else. I mean, aside from the road, the city putting in a road, which is not feasible, I mean, we struggle to keep our roads halfway decent as it is, so. I don't know, to me, I feel like if we have people voicing concerns, our fire department is still concerned, cause it's just a matter of moving it to somebody else's driveway. I don't think we should inconvenience other people because one person doesn't want their driveway, nobody does at the end of the day.
It's just kind of hard living on a dead end road.
I get it, I mean, I wouldn't want my stuff tore up either, but there's no other option. So if it's not his driveway, it's Mickey's driveway, it's not Mickey's driveway, it's the person behind him, if it's not that person, it's somebody's
And
that's gonna be
it's
used.
actually mapped as Cottonwood all the way through there.
Yeah, where that
On the
other
map.
makeshift road
That
used to be.
access road is considered Cottonwood, but
But I don't know why that was put there, but I was waiting for any of those times, but the actual Cottonwood Street is further north of where that existing road is. So that's actually cutting across people's platted property. So the only other alternative, if you don't close Dahlia Street, is I think you need to get it Dahlia Street at least surveyed to where the actual Cottonwood is. Supposed to tie into there, because right there is a pretty, large space, and you could probably put, almost, maybe even potentially put a roundabout there. Is the only other option you would have.
Like just make an area where the big trucks could turn around if need be
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah, because you have it kind of wise with Cottonwood and all your meets, it kind of wise right there. And so it looks wider than 50 feet.
All right.
That would be your only other option, I would think. Because it looks like lots 10 and 8 has the corners cut off of it, so it creates a kind of a wide mount there. But that would be your only other option.
Okay.
Or purchase, I think it's lot 16 and 17 maybe. that's, I don't think's developed. You can put a roundabout there.
Is that part of Cheryl Lively's property?
No, that's on the south side of Mesquite Street. I think it's like lot 17 and 16, which would give you a 70 by 123 foot lot there. And if you combine it with the other one, you have 140 by 130 basically. And that's on the south side of Mesquite Street.
There is a fire hydrant on the corner of Mesquite and right there. So if we come in there,
That's where you're
we're
gonna be
gonna
at.
be facing the street that you're gonna close. So we're gonna have to turn around in someone's yard.
I'm gonna,
It sounds like we already have an issue.
well, I think
in
it is
closing
an
that
issue
street
anyways, it's just,
probably
I feel like it's just gonna make
make it
things worse.
bigger.
I'm gonna make a motion to deny the adoption of the ordinance with the idea that we look into another avenue of potentially making a way for these trucks to have easier access to turn around. Maybe even just putting in gravel on a lot where they just have somewhere to access where they won't get stuck in the mud, something, but I just think like, we already have an issue closing it and having people complain, it's just gonna put it in somebody else's lap, so.
All right, a second.
I'll second it.
Vote, please.
Huckabee.
Yes.
McCaslin.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
All right, item 8, discussion and possible action to approve ordinance number 469, an ordinance of the Board of City Commissioners for the City of Mangum, Oklahoma, amending Title I, Chapter 8, Section 189, updating appendix violation and fee schedule by increasing or decreasing various fines, updating statutory or ordinance reference, simplifying, reformatting, and making non-substantive changes, providing severability, amending all ordinances, policies, or resolutions at variance, and declaring an emergency.
So, under our ordinance, we have an appendix that basically tries to list out in one convenient spot all the fines and fee schedule. When Chief Taylor was hired back in August, we had started having this discussion about basically reformatting that, going up on some fines, going down on some fines, and things of that nature. And then whenever Officer Olson got brought on, he kind of took it and he kind of forwarded me their final product, and I put it in this new fee schedule. So some of the fines go up, some of the fines go down a little bit. But more importantly, because our current, if you ever look at our current one, it just shows you what the fines are. It doesn't show you what the fine would be after costs. So this would be, this is the fine, this is our court cost, this is our fees, and this is the total. So it'd be a whole lot less confusing during court, because now we have the answer to a question whenever, you know, when we assess costs and fees, we know what it is now, so it's all set up there. Also, on our last fee schedule, it did not have all the ordinance or statutory references, which again makes life a little bit easier when you're looking up things on the fly. So we got all that put in the same table as well. So that's essentially what it did. Some of them went way up, some of them went down just a little bit. So.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 469.
With an emergency.
Yep. With that.
Second.
Second.
Vote.
Huckabee.
Yes.
McCaslin.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Item 9, discussion and possible action to approve joint resolution number 2024-030502, authorizing the city manager to transfer any appropriate funds due to entry errors, correcting budget line items through FY 2023-24 from one department to another, amending budget and authorizing city manager to make further corrections under $1,000 if needed. Irma?
So last month, we were trying to get to where we could fix these, line items, because there was, the budget was put into funds that were closed, but I can't go from one fund to the other, so I need to make the corrections. Did you add the list of the corrections on here?
I did on the,
Okay.
joint, yeah, on the
Okay.
resolution.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm a little slow today. But there is going to still be, after we looked at everything, there's still a couple of them, because when I got this together, the month wasn't closed, so I didn't see, and there's probably going to be more next month, but I need to be able to fix this in order to get our budget the right way, so I'm asking if there's future corrections that I need to do, anything under $1,000, if you'll give me the permissions to do so. Anything over $1,000, we'll have a meeting about it, and I'll let you know. It's literally just corrections, moving it. It's not decreasing or increasing or none of that. It's just putting them into the correct fund that it should be in.
I'll make a motion to approve the joint resolution number 2024-0305-02.
Second.
Second.
Vote.
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Item 10, discussion and possible action to approve the Fair Housing Proclamation and Joint Resolution 2024-040201, declaring April as Fair Housing Month, and implement programs to ensure equal opportunity in housing for all persons regardless of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. The Fair Housing Amendment Act of 1988 expands coverage to include disabled persons and families with children.
Last year, we did the same, it's coming from Clyde, so we have to do it every year. And it's literally just that, about the fair housing. We'll have it again next year.
Motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the fair housing proclamation.
Second.
Second.
Vote.
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Discussion and possible action to approve joint resolution number 2024-040202, amending the budget transferring electric department capital outlay fund into electric department materials and supplies in the amount of $15,000.
Okay, so on the other resolution where we're going to do the corrections, that's, like I said, that's going from one fund to the other and putting it in the correct one. This one is last budget season, fiscal year, the electric department got approved for $15,000 to purchase something. As we've been talking to them, none of them have any idea of what was approved to purchase. So this $15,000, we're asking if we can put it in materials and supplies because they are out of money in that department. So we've gone back and forth, we've tried to get notes, we've tried to see what was in the computer, we've talked to a couple of commissioners and said, what did we ask for $15,000? They didn't know, I don't know if it was an error, but it was approved for $15,000.
They clearly didn't need it.
So they didn't need it, we
was.
haven't purchased anything, so we're going to see if we can move that, or asking if we can move that into their materials and supplies, because they are out of money in that. They also did not have any money in, there was no other services and charges put into their budget, so they really, really are out of money.
And that's our biggest department, so as far as that goes, I'll make a motion to approve that resolution.
Second.
Second.
Vote.
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
All right, item 12, discussion and possible action to appoint new board member, Ms. Doris Brooks, from Mangum Housing Authority Board of Trustees. This was from Diana Kendall. They just had a vacant spot and they needed us to approve this new board member.
I'll make a motion to appoint the new board member, Ms. Doris Brooks.
Second.
Second.
Vote.
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
All right, item Item 13, discussion and possible action to review, renew, or renegotiate or terminate contracts and all lease agreements with regard to airport hangar contracts, Welcome Center, Armory, Masonic Lodge, et cetera, currently with the city of Mangum.
So we've been discussing about the amounts that we were going to do for the lease agreements, and I suggested that we raise everything $25, and our bigger buildings, $400. We'll stay with that, but still raise it to the 25. So I'm asking for a $25 increase, and for us to stay with the $400 for the bigger building, everything. It's just $25 more. Whatever that we've been doing as far as free, Mr. Kendall stated that last meeting as well. We cannot do that. We legally cannot do that.
So all the utility, that's what I was fixing to say, so are these, they also gonna start being responsible for paying their own utilities and stuff as well?
Yes. So whoever is in our buildings, they'll have this new agreement with, let's just say, for instance, if somebody was in our annex, we would, if they were there for free, they're going to get a letter from us after tonight's meeting, if you approve, that starting the fiscal year in July, it'll be $425 rental lease agreement.
And then is that also when they need to start taking over their utilities? Like, obviously, it takes time to get them put in their name and stuff, so obviously they can start that if it's approved now, but then starting July 1, that's when their new rent goes up and they start paying their own utilities.
We did send out letters that let them know that they have 15 days to put everything in their name, because we did also find out that we were paying, I think, internet and email addresses, and, I mean, it's costing the city a lot of money. So,
And Centerpoint?
and CenterPoint, we're paying their gas
Nothing
bills.
to do with the city.
Mhm. Yes. So we had been going back and forth. The reason why I asked our clerk to put this back on is because the airport, which I don't think anybody from the airport showed up, the airport did say if we increase, they were going to pull out of them having a hangar out there. But I did tell them that they could speak. I think our clerk also told them and called them and said our meeting is at this time if you want to come and talk about it.
One
But
person, or,
we had one, I think, major person that said we're gonna pull out if we raise the rental to $85 instead of 65. But we wanted to stay with, because like I said, we're not out to taking, we need to at least break even on some of these buildings and properties that we have. The insurance is very expensive. We shouldn't be paying for anybody's utilities at all, let alone emails, but we know that we can't go from here to here. So we're just asking for a $25 increase, but our bigger buildings are $400 currently right now, so theirs will be $425. So the ones who have it for free will get this, unless somebody can provide a contract that was signed somewhere. Nobody has brought us in a contract that has said, for the next 5 years, it's going to be $10 or $5. Nobody has approached us with that.
Which I know when I got on, we were doing a year at a time for everybody, and all the independent contracts that I have found since I've been here, there were none that were.
The only two that there might be something that's on this list is the Masonic Lodge and the museum.
Yeah, the museum, I think, had, I was told, had a consecutive, like, so many years.
If so, we
But
do
how
not
long
have
ago
that
was that
paperwork.
I don't
You know,
have it.
and that's the problem is we don't have the copies of that.
Yeah.
Like, the Masonic Lodge says they have a 99-year lease too, but we don't have a copy of it. So,
Do they?
If so, like I said, nobody has approached us with a copy of any contract. And I've
Is that
said,
just gonna go in the letter if you have a contract that
if they,
states otherwise,
yes, we're
bring
going
it
to
to
put in the
us?
letter, if they
Okay.
have a contract, we will honor that contract, absolutely.
Okay.
But they have to bring it to you.
Yes.
Have to see it.
Yes, we need to see it, and we'll file it, and we'll make copies of it, and we'll honor it if there is a contract, but nobody has approached us with one yet. But I was really wanting this back on due to the airport saying if we raised the $25, they were going to pull out of renting the hangar rentals out there.
But that was just one individual.
And supposedly there's a list of people wanting to be out there, so if that came down to it, we could do it.
I'll make a motion to approve the updated, renewal of the contracts and fees.
Second,
I'll second it.
vote.
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
All right, item 14, discussion and possible action to accept or review the best and most reasonable bid for the cemetery maintenance for Roselawn and Riverside for monthly June through September of 2024.
we only received one bid, guys.
One, we have one.
Review it.
I'm going to ask the board to let me run the ad, at least another month, to advertise again, put it in the newspaper again. Ally, I don't know if we put it in the Altus paper,
No.
but we're going to request if we can put it and advertise it in the Altus paper, maybe contact them and see if they could share something on their website or Facebook, with this, so, cause right now we just kept it local.
Local.
So I'm going to ask if we can at least advertise and, keep accepting bids until next city meeting.
Yeah, I'm 100% for that, cause that's crazy.
And this is just for one cemetery? It says Riverside, it doesn't say
Yeah, one
just
cemetery,
Okay.
8 times $4,500 a time. Listen, I'll go buy a couple mowers and I'll mow it. If we're getting those kind of rates, I'll gladly mow it for $4,500 every
I'll
time you
join ya.
mow.
I'll join you.
No kidding.
If it doesn't work out, then we go back and we just continue with our hiring our
Then
seasonal.
I'll make a motion to,
Reject
repost, yeah, wait, what?
You reject this bid.
Yeah, sorry, okay. So, I'm gonna make a motion to reject this bid and to re-advertise in wherever you feel like you need to.
Okay.
Second,
I'll second that.
vote.
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
All right, staff and board remarks. Any remarks by the governing body member, city manager, attorney, or employees?
I do not have any comments or remarks. Besides, we're very, very busy. That's about it.
I'm tired.
Very,
That's a-
very
that's a
busy.
board remark.
All right, any new business?
I do have it, is that on this one, the Tyler, or both of them?
Oh.
Yes, so we got contacted by our billing software company today, which is Encode Tyler Technologies. I guess for the last 10 years, they were billing us incorrect, and they wanted $450-something thousand, and we argued, and we said, no, absolutely not, we just went back and forth. I contacted Mr. Kendall on it. They finally said, okay, we won't, go back for charging us incorrect, but we should have been getting charged about
Everybody has a copy of it, it's 42,000, I believe,
A month?
annually.
And what have we been getting charged?
We were getting, I think a total would be about 3,000 in between, they charged us for the printer, they charged
The
us,
two thermal printers were being charged, Tyler, you were being charged, not an interface, are we, I think we
Yeah,
are.
the SPMR.
SPMR interface,
they were not charging us for everything else in Encode
yeah.
for the last 10 years.
But
So,
that's on there, that's their fault.
That's what I said, but they
That's your
said the
billing system.
$450-something thousand, I said, no, you're crazy, I'll call our attorney and then we'll go from there, and I talked with Mr. Kendall, we're not
So
doing that.
you said we were paying roughly about 3,000 a month before, so this basically, this amount here breaks it down to 3,992 a month. So it's basically gonna go up almost $1,000 a month somewhere.
That's
Yes.
additional, that's
Additional, right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I said, I told the girls today, I said, 90% of the state of Oklahoma uses Encode. The auditors work off of Encode. I mean,
Something
we
we have to
really,
have.
it's something we have to have. There's no way around it. We fought with them for weeks to, not charge us that $450,000 that they wanted to go back 10 years. I said no. Somewhere, someone was not billing us correctly, and we, on the admin side, 10 years ago, did not see that contract and call it to somebody's attention that our contract stated 40-something thousand dollars and we were paying $3,000. So either way, they want a new contract now signed from April 1st going forward, and we have to have that turned in by the 5th. And they contacted Ally today and said that we have until the 5th or they're gonna shut us off.
I'll make a motion to approve the new contract with Tyler Technologies.
Second,
Second.
vote,
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
all right, a motion to adjourn,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
second,
I'll second it.
vote,
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
all right, moving on to the MUA, a roll call, please.
Huckabee,
Here.
McCaslin,
Here.
Manasco,
Yes.
Peterson,
Here.
Chapman,
Here.
All right, we have a quorum, the consent agenda, a motion to approve,
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
second,
I'll second it.
vote,
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Manasco,
yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
All right, any remarks from the audience not pertaining to an item on the agenda? All right, item 5, ordinances and resolutions, discussion and possible action to approve joint resolution 2024-03-0502, authorizing the city manager to transfer the appropriate funds. So we need a motion to approve that.
That's basically the same thing.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
Second,
Second.
vote,
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Manasco,
yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Discussion and possible action to approve joint resolution number 2024-04-0202, amending the budget transferring electric department.
I'll make a motion to approve the joint resolution.
Second,
Second.
vote,
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Manasco,
yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Item 7, discussion and possible action to approve invoice number 223000905 or 95 in the amount of $4,068.25 for sanitary sewer main and wastewater treatment plant upgrade with Myers Engineering.
That is an invoice with one of the grants that we got for one of the projects that, I think it's the Lagoon project. We do get reimbursed for those though, so we have to pay it and then we get reimbursed for them.
A motion to approve,
I'll make a motion to approve the invoice for Myers Engineering.
second,
Second it.
vote,
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Manasco,
yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Item 8, discussion and possible action to approve SWOTA invoice 4181 in the amount of $1980 for environmental review and release of funds for CDBG wastewater lagoon improvement project.
This invoice goes to SWOTA for taking care of our grants, for the wastewater. They take care of all of our paperwork, so that's that invoice for that.
I'll make a motion to approve the invoice for SWOTA.
Second,
I'll second.
vote,
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Manasco,
yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Any staff or board remarks?
I will be contacting you all, probably next week when I slow down a little bit to have a special meeting. We met with, the mayor and I met with, SWOTA regarding our ARPA fund, and we need to make some corrections in there. So, we'll be having a special meeting sometime next week, if you all can make it, no matter what time. It can be in the afternoon, in the evening, in the morning, whatever. Can we have them on the weekends? Special one?
Technically, yes.
I'll get with you all.
All right, New business?
Did you have, Steve's?
Yes. So this also came up today in our budget meeting. If you guys noticed up at the front, we have that yellow tape around that tree. We had someone who, a while back, fell outside, hit that concrete because it's not leveled. Ally has the information that he's requesting. He has another project that he's working on at the exact same time, and wants to order at the same time to get that, but we need the money to do so.
He stated that ready mix, I guess they have a minimum delivery of what they can bring for concrete. So he was just trying to kill 3 birds with 1 stone pretty much. So the property for the sidewalk, the labor cost is $1,600 and the concrete separate, so it's $772.25. There's a full repair that he needs, some concrete to fix that, and I guess that's $531.50. So totaling $2,903.75, and then a repair on Pierce Street as well, concrete. So that concrete would take care of all 3 of those.
Is this kind of what he was talking about in that budget meeting?
Yes.
Okay, that's the same.
And we just had another incident out there, so that's why he taped it off, so they wouldn't use it. They're gonna do most of the work, but we still need to get what we need to get that repaired. I will say that because it is close to ending of the fiscal year, we do have a little bit of money left in our ARPA funds. So I am going to request that we pay this amount. Do you have a total of it?
It's $2903.75.
This $2903.75,
And he said it may be less, he just kind of went a little higher.
no more than 3,000 out of the ARPA account.
Okay, a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the transfer.
Second?
Yes, I approve.
Vote?
Huckabee,
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Manasco.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
All right. A motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Second? Do we have to do
Huckabee.
that? Vote?
Yes.
McCaslin,
Yes.
Manasco.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Adjourn.
Yay.
That was record time.
I need signatures, please.
Yeah, I don't want to.
So these just take care of
The proclamation, I think I need to.
Great.
How was that?
Very boring.
I don't know that for sure, but I think they do.
Yeah. Okay.
We tried to leave about 3. We were told, if you leave, you won't make
Oh, yeah.
I had to go to work.
Yeah. Let me sign my life away. I was gonna say, I don't. If I miss something, I can sign it.
Well, these are pretty sassy.
Yeah. Are those?
Yeah, they are.
How you been doing?
Good. I'm freezing my butt off right now.
Staying busy?
Yes. I'm tired of being busy this week. That's how I feel.
Where is your leadership meeting?
It's Nancy's place on the square.
On the square?
Yep, it's on the south side of the square on the corner, so, you know where the movie theater is? Okay, so across the street, and then, she's not the corner, but she's just one west.
I used to live north of Wellington.
Oh, okay.
Wellington.
Yep, right across the street from the courthouse.
The little eating place that's right there, right there, maybe just next to.
Yeah,
What did they?
Bricks or
Yeah,
whatever
the
it's
Bricks.
called, yeah.
Couldn't remember.
I don't know when they're open. I haven't even gone over there. They also have a really good coffee shop right next door to the Brick, and I haven't been there yet either.
Well, Ben intended to go, but